Hi, I'm Gwen, back with another video. Some of you might know that I have reviewed Thug Life game, links down below and watch it if you're interested. Self-promotion! And in that video, I frequently mentioned and compared that game to Coin Master. So I thought, well, how about making a video that directly compares the two? Yup, instead of just discussing one game, I will actively compare two games in an attempt to find the difference between them and assess the reason for their differing chart performance. First, a bit of a description of both games. Coin Master is a Moon Active game, which is an Israeli company. On the other hand, Thug Life game is created by Chobo Labs LLC, an American company. I've also googled if the companies have some kind of agreement regarding the two games, but there aren't. Disclaimer, I've only compared the iOS versions of the game, especially with regards to chart performance, because Thug Life game is only available on iOS, whereas Coin Master is available on both Android and iOS. Interestingly, both companies currently have the aforementioned games as their only active entries available in the App Store. In terms of permeating the market first, Coin Master beats Thug Life game by being released way back in 2016, while the latter was released only in 2020. Gameplay-wise, there are two games cut from the same cloth. They're both under the genre of social casinos. In both games, players spin a roulette to get coins, and the coins are there to build up a village for Coin Master and a territory for Thug Life game. The social part is Facebook, where in both games, the player can interact with friends, villages, or territories, or ask for spins. They're also practically the same game in visuals. Let's even have the game side by side. See? No difference. Now, if we're going to talk about chart performance, it's all about the money. First off, both games actually utilize the same economic system. They both implement a single currency model, and both games monetize three elements: the coins or in-game currency, the spins themselves, and lastly, chests or the gacha collectible. The spins price points are basically the same except for one option, so there really isn't much to talk about here. It is a different story when it comes to the coins and chests though. Interestingly, Thug Life game sells their coins at a much more expensive rate, double actually, in terms of actual real-life money value per coin. Coin Master sells their coins at 40 cents to 90 cents per million coins, while TLG sells them at 80 cents to $2 per million coins. But of course, the more important aspect to compare is the price of in-game items or where the coins will be spent eventually. So, let's compare the chests, one of the coin things of the game. Both Coin Master and TLG have 3 chests available for purchase, with increasing rarity. Computing the price that a player could potentially spend on chests, Coin Master is still cheaper at $1 to $14 depending on the chest bought, while TLG chests can cost up to $2 to $22. Players most likely would not compute this far just to compare the games, but it can pretty much affect the satisfaction of paying players, as paying up in Coin Master can potentially progress you farther than in TLG. So, what makes Coin Master a top 10 game, while the other game, who is in all intents and purposes just the same game, stall in the bottom part of the top 100 charts? With the gameplay being similar as it is, Coin Master has the advantage of being first on the scene or being the first to actually take off. Imagine a player being exposed to Coin Master already, then installing TLG, then finding they have the same gameplay with nothing different except for the assets. Why bother with switching to the new game when the previous one has all your progress? In my case, I've known of Coin Master first than Thug Life game, and the only thing that I can think about when I finally played TLG is how it's just Coin Master, but you know, Thug. And while I was playing TLG, I am consistently looking for the aspect that will make it different, and there isn't. Of course, there are minuscule differences between them, but in essence, they're exactly the same. This can also be applied the other way around. If a player encounters TLG first, Coin Master would be just another similar game. Then, the advantage of having the huger fan base comes to play since Coin Master is most likely to have the player's friends in it. This is also where the factor of TLG's iOS exclusivity comes to play. Because both games have a social aspect by literally asking friends, specifically Facebook friends, for currency, or by actually attacking or raiding their territory or village. This just means that statistically, since Coin Master is both in Android and iOS, there is just a larger chance that the Facebook audience will be much larger. Second, which is outside the game already, but I personally think is a major factor, is the massive advertisement which Coin Master obviously spent a lot on. They have the Kardashians on their side. Now, while people are divided on whether they support them or not, admittedly, they're really influential. Assuming that one post from a Kardashian averages at $1 million, imagine the price tag when you ask them to actually do a full-blown advertisement for them. Companies spend this lot of money on them because it is effective and they have a large reach, especially to people who already spend their time on their mobile phones. Basically, TLG is competing with an already established game and is just rehashing Coin Master with new assets. Therefore, I think the reason for TLG's mediocre chart performance is the lack of originality, especially since it came into the scene much later than Coin Master. It is still a new game, months old, so there is still a possibility of climbing up and being an actual contender for Coin Master. How about you guys? Feel free to discuss whatever I said in the comment section below. Which do you like more, Coin Master or Thug Life View? This has been Gwen, stay safe and bye!